Fellas, AC here, welcome to another review. Today I'm going to talk about a fragrance which is super special. It is Zino by Davidoff. This fragrance, when I first smelt it, I was a little bit sort of knocked off sideways, because I did not expect a fragrance to have a complexity and depth that this fragrance has for what I had paid. And slowly when I got accustomed to the fragrance, I realized that these sort of fragrances are ultra rare. They're so far and few in between that you'll shake your head with disbelief when you actually smell this fragrance, because it is an incredible fragrance. It is so good that Tom Ford copied it and they created Beau de Jour. Beau de Jour is basically a knockoff of this fragrance. In my mind, is an absolute masterpiece of a fragrance. It's absolute masterpiece of craftsmanship. Okay, so that's why I just wanted to put everything on the table first before you even started to watch this review, because this is ultra rare, ultra special fragrance. Doesn't cost a lot, and it delivers so much, and it'll teach you so much about perfumery that you'll be amazed. So let's start. So let's look at the atomizer first. There's a reason I put 3. This is not a very strong fragrance, but it's an incredible fragrance. It came out in 1986. I'll let this rest a while because I've got a little sensitive gob reflex, as you all know, and I'm going to let it rest for a while I tell you about when this was released and all that stuff, the basics. So this came out in 1986, a while ago, and the perfumer is the same perfumer who, in my opinion, created one of the best and the most amazing masculine fragrances ever created. The perfumer is Michel Almirac, and he created Gucci Pour Homme. Gucci Pour Homme, in my opinion, is the finest men's fragrance ever created, and I carelessly used up the last remaining bits of my bottle, and I don't have Gucci Pour Homme in my collection, but I remember the scent, and there are many fragrances which try to do what Gucci Pour Homme does. So, but Michel Almirac is a genius with smoky balsamic woody creaminess. He's a magician with those notes. So when you first spray, you're met with the smell of shaving foam gel, or shaving foam. It's that kind of a lavender. It's spicy and it's like a shaving foam, and that's exactly what Tom Ford has copied in Beau de Jour. And that shaving foam smell is encased in smell of bergamot, and again a little bit more with clary sage, the calming herbal spicy clary sage, and Brazilian rosewood, which can sometimes, like Egoist in Chanel, provide a smell of a musty cabinet, old musty cabinet. That smell is sometimes pretty high when the temperatures outside are high. Okay, but when it cools down a bit, it can also provide a lavender-like smell, very calming woody smell, along with that medicinal herbal shaving foam smell of lavender, with bergamot and the smell of clary sage, mixed with some deep florals, some dark, deep, rich florals, rose and lily of the valley. Lily of the valley and rose sometimes, along with lavender, take you back to the 70s, 80s. This was released in the 80s, right? So it can be a little bit mature, and that's what it is. It's a little mature, little serious, little matter of fact, less jovial, less sort of trying to attract your attention. It's basically a statement maker at the moment. And that's how it begins. In the middle stages of florals, there's a heavy floral note, middle, which is rose mixed with jasmine, lily of the valley, which is brilliantly executed here, and geranium. And geranium is stunning with lavender, as you know. And the bottom, I think there's a hint of tonka as well. I just got a hint of tonka. and also something which is very spicy and fresh, something like I'd say in line with anise, star anise, but there is no mention. But it smells a little bit like star anise and tonka. All of that mixed together. It's just beautifully blended, so it's very hard to pick, but you have to have a lot of experience with this fragrance to pick those notes. It's really like a beautiful symphony. Many little notes coming in and out. It's just amazing. And then when the dry down hits in about half an hour or so, this dry down is made in heaven. Wow. It becomes a patchouli scent. Patchouli mixed with lavender, mixed with sandalwood, creamy sandalwood, dry herbal, slightly spicy patchouli, mixed with beautiful creamy sandalwood, amazingly warm vanilla, little hint of amber, little hint of tonka, maybe slight vetiver as well. With all the notes I mentioned, the florals and the lavender, the shaving cream. The shaving cream smell is gone completely. It becomes a very creamy patchouli, spicy sandalwood with warmth. Lavender, vanilla. That's the transformation. All of that for a fragrance which costs absolutely nothing. We'll come to costs, but let's do upsides and downsides. Number one upside of this fragrance is, if you want to experience what a woody, spicy patchouli does, you have to try this fragrance. And fortunately for you all and us all, is that it doesn't cost a lot of money. So this fragrance, apart from Beau de Jour, is also sort of compared to this, which is one of my absolute favorite fragrances, and I can see why. This is basically creamy sandalwood and patchouli. This is Heritage, by the way, by Guerlain Eau de Parfum. This has this creamy patchouli with sandalwood. Little slight hint of Heritage is in there with Zino, but Zino is more. Zino is compared more, and Beau de Jour completely borrows from Zino. So, yeah, and Zino sells for, Beau de Jour sells for 100, 110, Zino sells for $20, but we'll come to that. So, number one upside is, if you want to experience what a patchouli scent does with sandalwood, spicy, creamy, and woody scent, then you have to try Zino. Zino is a tremendous example of that. Number two, super masterful craftsmanship. How do you take these notes and create this symphony which comes across as completely smooth and very, very stylish and very elegant? How do you do that without smelling too old? This fragrance will never be put in the bracket of an old man. Never. It was released nearly 40 years ago, but give it another 40 and people still will be talking about this fragrance. This is one of those timeless beauties because of its craftsmanship. The way this fragrance has been created is absolutely amazing. And the third one, for me, is the value for money. I spent £19 for this 125 ml bottle. I believe this is the only size, I could be wrong, but 125 ml of this absolutely amazing, well-blended, masterfully crafted fragrance, £19. I mean, I just shake my head sometime in disbelief, So value for money is right up there. One of the finest, one of the best examples of how not to complicate things by making things unnecessarily expensive. Beautiful, and this is not a cheap smelling fragrance. So those are three upsides. Downsides. The performance of this fragrance could bother you. This is more of a reserved scent. It becomes a skin scent within 15 minutes. It has very little projection. If you want projection, you can put it on your shirt and you'll get moderate projection. So that's the number one downside. Number two downside, that shaving smell, shaving cream smell, the fougere-like character, that is not something that everybody can wear. So if you have that sort of a taste, if you are used to and you're comfortable with and you're happy to wear barbershop fragrances with a woody, creamy warmth, ambery warmth, then you're more than welcome to try this. So this could be one of a put-off for some people, that they don't like barbershop, or their partners, their wives, their girlfriends don't like the smell of barbershop fragrances. That's just subjective. But the only real downside is lack of projection. Not the performance, but lack of projection. So, seasons. Autumn is the best time to wear this. This is a temperamental fragrance. If you wear this when it's too hot, that musty old wooden cabinet smell comes out a little bit more from the Brazilian rosewood. Apart from that, I have found this fragrance to be absolutely amazing in autumn. Yeah, sometimes I would wear this in spring as well when I'm craving that sort of smell. But these kind of fragrances, these kind of smell, are match made in heaven for autumn. Autumn is the best time to wear this. You can wear this in spring and winter as well. Age groups, slightly mature, so I'd say 35, 40 plus, or if you are mature beyond your years, or you have a special liking for fragrances that smell like this, barbershop scents. What an amazing smell this is, That Claris sage with that lavender is just terrific. So if you like that kind of smell, more than welcome to try it. But it gives us a slightly mature, slightly more slightly more experienced person with a sense of style and class. 35, 40 plus. Occasions. Any occasion I can think of, wearing this to a first date, regular date, hanging out with friends, when it's a little bit warm and a little bit sort of cold, hanging out with friends, going to your office, going to an interview, any occasions. Very stylish, very elegant. Age groups I've covered, seasons I've covered. Anything else? Value for money, I've covered that as well. So how many marks am I going to give it? I have no hesitation in giving it a 9 out of 10. The only reason I'm not giving it a 10 out of 10 is because of its lack of projection, which can be a problem, certainly for people who have smelled Beau de Jour by Tom Ford, which has very good projection. So if you like to get attention on your fragrance, try Beau de Jour. If you like a little bit reserved kind of a fragrance and you're money conscious, then you can try Zino by Davidoff. Zino is 1/5 the price of Beau de Jour. So lack of projection. I didn't talk about performance. Performance, longevity, I get about 6 to 8 hours. Sillage, I would say low to medium. Projection, low. I've never seen this gun out. But when I go out, when it's windy, and if I'm wearing it on my sweater, jacket, suit, whatever I'm wearing, I get it. I get the smell. The beautiful aroma, warm, fresh, herbal, very likable scent, a little sour, a little warm. I get all that features or chords when I'm walking and it's a little bit windy, So it has a decent amount of trail. It just doesn't have that projection to go and meet somebody 1 arm's length or 2 arm's length away. And that could be a problem for some people. So, marks are 10, 9 out of 10. I'm hoping you really enjoyed this review. Take care. Bye-bye.